Macmillan Audio presents Bad Blood by Dana Stabenow. Read for you by Marguerite, Gavin.
For Sharon Wilson, traveling companion extraordinaire. China, Peru, Turkey. Where are we going next? Oh, that's right. Morocco. The Prologue. Chapter 1. Two villages where two rivers meet. A geologic age before, the runoff from Alakan Glacier high up in the Quelac Mountains, chewed through a granite ridge to form a narrow canyon 15 miles long. A millennium before, a massive earthquake exacerbated a fault in the ridge. Half of it cracked and slid off to the southwest. It left behind a V-shaped wedge between the confluence of two watercourses, which would one day be named Greening River on the south side and Cataract Creek on the north. The tip of the V pointed due west. The surface of the wedge was flat and topped with a thick slice of verdant soil raised 100 feet in the air by the earthquake. That earthquake had also fractured a way to the surface through the granite uplift for an underground spring. The spring's outflow trickled down the south face of the wedge, over time carving a channel for a little stream too steep to support a salmon run and too shallow to be good for anything but watering the blueberry bushes that grew thickly along its sides. In spring, this slope was first to thaw, the snow and ice giving way to a fairy land of wildflowers, the brash orange and yellow florets of western columbine, the shy blue of forget-me-nots, the noxious brown blooms of chocolate lilies, the elegant pink paintbrush, and the dignified purple monkshood. By luck of the geologic draw, the land across the river remained largely undisturbed by the earthquake, remaining a flat marsh covered in thick grass, cattails, and Alaska cotton. Over time, glacial silt carried downriver filled in the marsh, and alder, diamond willow, and cottonwood grew out to the water's edge. The force and flow of the combined currents of river and stream undercut the banks to provide habitat for river otters, mink, and marten, and carved tiny tributaries to be dammed by beavers and colonized by salmon. 200 winters before, the Mac family walked up the frozen river. It was a wide river, not too deep, with a good gravel bottom. When it thawed that spring, even on a cloudy day, an endless silver horde was visible through the peaty water. Solidly packed, seemingly inexhaustible mixture of king and red and silver salmon moving inexorably upstream. Chobold Mac, the little clan's patriarch, had led them south from the interior, where a wasting disease had affected the moose population. A decade of famine had led to intertribal competition among the local Athabascans over the remaining food sources, and a disastrous decline in population of man and beast alike. That summer, Chobold looked long on where the whitewater rushed to join the brown, at the arrows in both left by the dorsal fins of the struggling salmon, the birch stumps left by the beavers, and the willow stands gnawed down by the moose. He looked up at the mountains that cut into the eastern horizon, beautiful and terrible, and yet comforting all the same in their solid impenetrability. With mountains like those at his back, a man felt safe. "We have walked far enough," he said. They built a weir and a snug dugout on the south shore of the river. Drying racks were next, for fish in summer and moose meat in winter, and caribou when the Quelac herds came down to the river to calve in spring. Babies were born and lived, and elders survived long enough to contribute their accumulated wisdom to the tribe. And for everyone in between there was enough food easily available.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?